Hey guys, today in Sword Art Online Integral Factor, I'm going to take a look into the defense debuff that the boss on the floor 20 is inflicting. We will first take a look into how much damage does it increase on the player, and then we will take a look into how much defense does it actually reduce on the players, and then we will take a look into how to remove this defense debuff. Before we begin, please like, share and subscribe for more Sword Art Online Integral Factor contents. And now we will start by taking a look into our stats here. And as I showed earlier, I have a defense of 1332, and we will try to fight this floor 20 boss, which is the one-eyed demon. One thing that I found interesting is that usually the boss has a proper name, but this floor 20 boss doesn't have a real name. It's just called the one-eyed demon. Okay, so first we will take a look into the damage. I will actually let the boss damage do a damage on my players, and as you can see, they are using 3 different moves right now, which I give a name on each one of them. And they have the club smash that is dealing 9000 damage, the jump attack is 5700, the swing is 5300, and the disgusting swarms is 9400. And we're just gonna wait for the next the last move. I think there's the one that he will shoot a ball of energy balls or something from the weapons. We'll take a look at how much damage does that one do, and then we'll reduce the enemy's HP into half of its HP, because that's when the boss is inflicting the defense down. Okay, so we got this we got the boss to do that move, the Omega Blaster, which is doing 10,000 damage. So we will now start dwindling its HP down into a halfway mark. So bear with me. So my damage is not that good, and I actually always have a problem fighting this boss because his move has such a wide attack range, especially the swing move. And the club smash actually is pretty crazy too, because you'll need like at least 5 side steps to dodge it if you're right in front of the boss, so you have to go around it. Okay, so I think it's close to halfway mark, and hopefully the boss will use the move. Oh, there you go. Okay, so it's, yes, you can see on my status I have a defense down for 300 seconds, and now you see the jump attack is doing 6,900, and before it was 5,700, and the Omega Blaster is at 11,000, swing is 6,600, and the club smash is at 11,700. So it increases quite a bit. So if you notice, it actually increases around 1300 to 1500 damage, which is pretty much the same as our defense. And if you remember on our previous video about the defense down skills, or when we use it on the enemy, it seems like it was just reducing the damage based on their defense, which is the same as this one. I was trying to get the boss to use the disgusting swamp, but as you can see, I didn't manage to get the boss to do that move, and it kills me. Trying the Omega Blaster again, it's at 9,000 damage, as you can see there, but because I died, the defense debuff actually got removed. So it's one way to remove the defense debuff from the boss, is that to die, because when you die your stats is reset, and all your buff and debuff that you receive from the boss will be removed as well. So you are okay, so I can until the end of the the fight, I didn't manage to get the boss to move, to use this disgusting swarm again. Now we're going to take a look into how much defense does it actually reduce. So as you can see in my player here, so my defense now is still at 1332, and I will reduce the enemy HP to half again and wait for them to use the move. And after you use the move, open up the status windows, and now my defense actually becomes 0. So it looks like it at least reduces 1332 defense, or potentially it actually reduces the defense until it hits 0 regardless of your defense. So let's take a look with the different sets or different stats. It increases my defense to 2010, and will once again attempt to fight the boss. So this one, actually this time I'm actually using a sword set. I actually did a fatal mistake when using this sword. Using a sword defense set on this one, which I'm going to tell you about later. So I'm just going to fast forward when the enemy is going to use the move to reduce my defense, and just wait for it. There you go. So now let's open up the stats and see my defense actually is at 325. So it does not reduce my defense to 0. So it means that the enemy is actually reducing only a specific amount of defense. Let's check it out again. Yeah, it's at 325 defense. So we'll take a look at what happened in there a bit later on. But the mistake that I mentioned to you earlier is this one. It's my attack now becomes only 1300 or 13,000 damage on switch, and this is because the enemy skill is reducing your defense, and the skills that I have on the defense scaling skills, they are all dependent on the defense of your players. So certainly now that your defense is very low, you'll only be able to deal a very low damage to the enemy as well. So if you don't have a way to remove those defense debuff on the enemy, don't attempt to fight this boss using a defense scaling skills like me, like this. Next, we're going to take a look at how we can remove the defense debuff on the enemy. So again, this time I'm already fast forwarding to when the enemy is about to hit me with the skills, and I'm using spears right now, and my stat is not that high, and my defense stat is not that high. So the enemy is using the defense down, and as you can see, my defense actually doesn't drop to 0 again, so it's at 114. But that's looks like it's probably because Elite 10 was using the defense up on me. Yeah, so after the defense up is gone, my defense is down to 0. So this trick, actually I learned it from someone discussing it on Discord server. If I use the majestic line, as you notice there, the defense down is removed. And let's take a look at the stats. Now my defense is going back to 1300 again. So looks like the defense buff skills, or a certain defense buff skill, will remove the defense down from these monsters. Now if you remember about my defense stat that doesn't go down to 0 because of Elite 10's defense up skills, that makes me remember on my previous sets on the sword, when my defense is actually showing 325, that sets I have a defense up by percentage passive that I use, which is the Kirito one. So I think that's the reason why my defense doesn't go down to 0. And not because the enemy skill is only reducing the defense by a certain amount of points. So I will show you what majestic line skills is. So this skill has an enhanced defense 4 buff, which increases the defense by 14%. So it looks like when I use an enhanced defense skill or enhanced defense 4 skills, it will reduce that defense down skills. So I'm going to try it with a few different skills which have the enhanced defense again as well. First one is this lead down skill, which is the enhanced defense 3 on the party, and then we'll use this Elizabeth, which is the enhanced defense 2 on a party, and then we'll have this Argo skill, which is the enhanced defense 3 buff, which is pretty similar to what we have on the client skill. So I don't have any other defense up skills that I can test, so we'll see if any of those skills also removes the boss defense down skills. So I'm gonna fast forward to when the enemy HP is dropped almost below 50%, so that they will use the move quickly. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, I have a 300 seconds defense down now. I'm just going to find a safe location so the monster doesn't kill me, because you know that die is another way to get the defense down removed from you. And my stat is showing that the defense is at 0, and I switched to a different weapon and still showing defense is 0. Okay, so now let's try these other skills to see if this skill will also remove the defense down from this boss. So first one is this lead 10 skill. So the lead 10 skill does not remove the defense down. And how about the Elizabeth? It also does not remove it. And the Argo skill also does not remove the defense. So it seems like it's only the enhanced defense 4 that removes the defense down skills. Let's try it one more time. The Majestic line does remove the defense down skill from the enemy. So if you know any other skill that will remove the defense downs from this boss, let me know on the comment below. So that's it for the video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the video for more Sword Art Online Integral Factor content. And bye now, have a good one.